Fighting back from the bloodshed of the Civil War, America had grown into one of the most powerful countries in the world, fueled by a group of visionary men who were building a better future. Vanderbilt had stopped at nothing to connect the country through rail.
If they want a war, I'll give them a war.
Rockefeller had used his trademark ruthlessness to light up homes from coast to coast.
But what about the Pittsburgh refineries? Shut them down.
Cities were expanding to the sky, built on the strength of Andrew Carnegie's steel.
It's impossible. Nothing's impossible.
And under J.P. Morgan's control, electricity had started to power the country.
Long live the electric light.
We're in the early days of a new industry.
In just 35 short years, the American nation had changed faster than ever before. But the incredible advances had come at a price.
All those in favor of striking, raise your hand.
An undercurrent of anger was growing.
Fire!
And many
Mr. Frick.
were looking to take back control of the country. But America's most powerful titans believed they answered to no one.
I've heard enough. This is what's going to happen. The Morgan Bank.
And with the presidential election on the horizon, their next move would shock the world.
When I got to Memphis, put my old baby down. He said, I can't take you to heaven. I can't save your soul. I can't promise forever. Hey, yeah, got my heart in your hand. I can feel my soul.
After inheriting and expanding his father's banking empire, J.P. Morgan was now the most powerful man in America. His influence over the country was only matched by two other men: Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller had been rivals for decades, and that competition had driven both men to incredible heights. At the peak of their power, J.P. Morgan, John Rockefeller, and Andrew Carnegie together were worth over $1 trillion in today's money, more than the entire net worth of the 40 richest people alive today.
The wealth then was like royalty. It was just a different thing. They literally controlled the country. When you're talking about a guy like Rockefeller, it was literally 1% of the economy. It's stunning to think about that. It is almost incomprehensible.
But while Carnegie, Rockefeller, and Morgan continued to get richer, others were struggling to survive. The gap between the rich and the poor was as big as it had ever been. Over 90% of Americans lived on less than $100 per month, while the average worker barely earned $1 a day, well below the poverty line. Working conditions in factories across the country were practically unbearable. In a single year, 1 out of every 11 steelworkers would die while on the job. As the country approached the 1896 presidential election, America's poor were desperate and without hope.